Welcome everybody to today's How Do I Fix This Effing Problem video. It's called, the name of the video will be the driver issue. See this warning? Game crash, driver model is probably missing. Well, the driver model probably missing sign is a dead giveaway to what our problem is. Okay.
Humble, how do we fix it?
Let me show you. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go to here. Alright, let's back up a couple stops. Here's our Assetto Corsa folder. Now, take a good eyeball at this because this is, alright, let's go back a little bit. Steam apps, open common, open Assetto Corsa. Okay? Now, this is your main Assetto Corsa folder, so we want to open up content. See your cars folder? Well, underneath your cars folder is this folder called driver. Double click it. What you need when you have an error like that is the KN5 of Ben Collins, because that's who I'm using as the drivers for my newest cars, has got to be in this folder or you're going to get that error. Ben Collins goes in your Assetto Corsa content driver folder. There's no S on it. It's driver. Okay? Same thing with FE driver or old driver or VRC driver or Euro driver 2 or whatever the deal, Fedora B, all these guys, driver 80, driver 70, driver 60, all these guys, if you use more than the normal drivers, have to be in here. It's a lot like the ASR driver. Some of my older mods, remods, all had the ASR driver because it had really, really cool clothes on the dude. Alright? Now, driver Asian, Euro drivers, I've got all these different guys that from time to time I'll put into cars. But without, like this one, no Hans. How many times have you looked in and seen no Hans is the driver of the car you're doing? Or like driver sunglasses. See, that this is where these guys, driver no helmet. These are where these guys have to reside in the car, and it's going to look for them to be here, and if it doesn't find them, you get that error every single time because it doesn't have what it needs. Now, if you go to your cars folder, and let's just take the GTR for an example, because Michael asked me, please, I'd like to make some kind of a video using that car, so would you please send it to me? I go, you going to put it up on a website telling everybody it's your car? No, Humble, no, I won't do it, because I'll hop a jet, you dingo, and I'll come after you. He said, no, don't worry about that. Besides, I'm 7 foot tall and I'll kill you, you bastard. No, he didn't say that either. So here's what you do. You find the car that we're looking for right here. Bada bingo, bada bungo. Alright?
How do you know this is the right car, Humble?
Let's go to a skin and we'll remove all doubt. Okay? Bada bing. See this beautiful car? This is what he's hopefully going to make something out of. Alright? Now look it up here. Inside the skin you'll see driver 16 gloves. It don't say nothing about Ben Collins. Alright? But if we go to the car's actual folder, the data folder for the car, which you have to be able to reach or you can't even do any of this, double click it, come down past digital instruments to driver 3D. Open it up. Who's the guy's name at the top? Driver Ben Collins. Position 100. This is how far the guy will steer, up to 425, where it's locked at. This should be matched to the car, by the way. And it'll say what he has. Hide object 0, name driver helmet, name driver body, name driver GeoDriver face. Okay? Now, a lot of this, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't understand. It's just something I don't know yet. But I do know driver Ben Collins, and he's supposed to be the Stig, from what I understand, from Test Drive. Wasn't that English, British, really good TV series some years ago, where they had this amazing driver who could drive anything better than anybody else. It was called the Stig, but you never saw his face. He was kind of like the guy from Halo, you know, Master Chief. You never did see it.
Kind of like Alex from the Extra Mile until he finally took the mask off. We got to be comfortable with Alex, and what a nice fellow he is.
But anyway, I digress. This is the deal. If you can get to the driver's folder, you can find out. Now, I don't know as I have any cars that you can't get to the driver's folder. Let me see if I do. Here's a perfect example. Okay? We don't have any effing clue who the driver is for this car. It's a KS Ferrari SF70H. Well, what does that look like? Now, you can see that there's a driver base position, K and H.
Wonderful. That just tells the driver, is he laying down? Is he sitting up? Is he riding a bike? Is he laying in a lounge chair?
But let's go to the skins and take a look at what this... Now, drivers... Now, we know what he's wearing. He's got 2016 gloves, 2016 helmet, AC crew.
Look, but he's also got a helmet for 2012. So that means and helmet for the 2012 and the 2016 ain't going to match worth a shit.
But let's take a look at the preview and see what kind of car it is. Okay, it's some kind of a great big, cool looking F1 or 2 or F3 car. It's I'm not up on my open wheelers too good. But we know that he's got anything that he's wearing. Watch this. I'll show you myself. Gloves right down to suit. Okay? We're just going to copy this for right now. Come on over here. Now we're going to go back. And let me make a little folder so I can hide this dude in here. I know I'm not going to make a great big video. Relax. Paste. Cabango. All right. El Cabango. Now, let's, for shits and giggles, we were just working with what yesterday? We were working with the real cool Shelby... well, here's Shelby 427 Squirrel Brain. The only reason it says that is because I had to get... Alright, if I go to this Shelby, we can't get to the fucking place I need to go. We're screwed. So I can't go there. But if I go to the one that I made to be able to get to the data folder, we can. Right here. And now let's take a look at the driver 3D. Driver 60. Okay? Now, driver 60... and Ben Collins are synonymous with one another. Now, he only has a steering lock of 360, where the other one was 420 some odd, wasn't it? 425, 424, what was, I forgot. But anyway, that's the name of the deal. Now, hide object 0. 0 usually means it doesn't hide it. 1 usually means it does. In other words, if you want gear shift H pattern and don't want the clack shift for the, you know, on the steering wheel, usually it's a 1 and not a 0. 0 will get you to clack shift, 1 will get you to stick shift. Okay? In other words, 1 is yes, 0 is no.
It's kind of like asking your wife for sex. Will there be sex tonight? 0. Oh, I guess we ain't having any. Alright, well, I'll be over at the neighbors.
No, okay, anyway, onward through the fog. What am I talking about?
You got us swinging, humble.
Alright, skins. Let's go to the blue 95. What do we see in here?
We don't see any information for the driver, humble.
No, we don't. But if we open this up, watch this shit. Actually, before we do this, let's go see what that looks like.
Hide over there and be a good boy. Okay?
It's blue 95. Let's take a peek at it. Alright, blue 95. Very nice. Let's go take a look at it in the showroom, and we'll find out what the dude's wearing. How's that? And this is going to be over real fast, because I don't want to monkey around making video after video for no apparent reason. We're looking for Shelby, and we're looking for Squirrel Brain.
Strange name, but nonetheless, it is.
Now we're going for blue 95, wasn't it? There it is right there. Okay, let's hit the little gears. Let's go into the showroom, and we're going to find out what the dude's wearing.
Eventually.
Now this is what the car originally looked like before it went into the chrome shop. We had pewter, but it had nice burnt blue on the tips. Actually, I honestly believe these would be blue and purple also from the heat, but be that as it may. And a rather generic steering wheel, but it's wood, it works like a champ, and we won't have any gauge lights and we won't have any goodies. Okay, but let's slap the driver in there just because we can. Go to the car and put the driver in there. You got to wiggle the car. Wiggle. All right, here's the guy we got. He's got kind of a grayish colored uniform on, and he's got his mask to keep the dust out of his face, and he's got his really cool goggles. And if I'm not mistaken, this had something to do with Barza and doing this model for us. And it really looks like a guy from the 60s.
You know, Steve McQueen could be underneath there for all we know.
Okay, so we got this skin right here, 95. Let's hit the escape button. Let's minimize this. Let's come down to the desktop, go into the 95, open it up. Now see, this is the skin. When you see skin, this is what it does. It tells Assetto Corsa what it wants. Instead of having all that other information in here, it's telling Assetto Corsa to reach right out there into that driver's folder in your directory, not in the car, and this is what it's calling for. So when it gets this information, that's what it's going to load. But if I change this name to FORE to foreskin, it's either going to reach into its pants to see if it's circumcised or not, or it's not going to load. One or the other, we're going to find out. Where the bear shits in the buckwheat. So what we want to do, sorry about the odd comment, that'll probably cost me. Anyway, relax, will you? Don't flake out. Hit copy, come out of here, blast into paste. Boom!
But Humble, that makes the whole model that much bigger.
Don't worry about it. Life goes on. Okay, come on down here, slap into the showroom one more time. Now, come on over here, hit the little car, see the driver, clack it. Now wiggle it. Now,
Look at that! He's wearing something different.
yes, he is. He is wearing something different because we just loaded it. We didn't know what it was, but the guy's name is Santander. Santander.
Whatever, like bartender, but not quite.
So here he is, and he's red, and he's kind of cool looking. Not that's actually, it's got a really nice texture to it. It's like a Carhartt with somewhat invisible gloves with a Puma on there. And if we really get close, we can tell.
Aha! Scudiere! Ferrari.
Okay, wonderful. So it's an Italian dude driving this car now.
But Humble, I don't like that.
Well, good for you. So what we do is we undeal the dude, and here's what'll really get you by the fucking balls. See these headlights? They work.
Duh.
Yeah, well, try using it in game the way I did it. It doesn't work. Now figure that shit out. Okay, so come on back here. Go back to here. Open this back up. Now, get rid of this because we don't like it that much, but it did work. If it was something else, it wouldn't have worked.
No, we don't need the foreskins in here. That tends to litter up the floor of the car, and it's hard to explain to the police when they pull you over and you got foreskins all over the car. Somebody had a problem somewhere. Maybe robbed Planned Parenthood or something.
Anyway, let's come out of there and get on with life. Now, when you unpack the car like I did, you end up with a fucking shithouse load of extra stuff that takes up space. But I don't worry about that.
So where are we? Paraphrase this whole shit for us, Humble. What the flying veils?
What the flying veils? Okay, let's show you one more time so you got it under your friggin' belt. All right, let's find something. That needs a different driver than what we've just been monkeying with. As a matter of fact, No, that was 2016. What about this one? Now look at this. I want to show you something. See this main KN5 file? Look how big that is. Now look at the next one underneath it called LOD, Level of Detail B. Notice it's considerably smaller, and the one is considerably smaller, and the other one's considerably smaller. Now, the reason for this, I should have figured it out by myself, but Jody makes it a lot easier because he just tells me. When the car is a long ways away from your viewing position, instead of the game trying like a son of a bitch to render stuff you can't see anyway, it renders this tiny little bit, which still looks like the car from a distance. As it gets closer, the level of detail increases until you are looking straight at it and it's ass kicking. Now, in order to fix the chrome problem, you end up with 4 of these big bastards. So at a distance, it's still trying to render the living dog shit out of that car. And so it puts a lot of horsepower of your computer at task. So 2016. Okay, well, we didn't learn nothing there. All right, let's. What about this Austin Healey? What do we got for this? Skins.
We don't see any information about the guy. Whoa, fuck.
Oh yeah, you can't open up skin base. I hit the wrong one.
That always startles the shit out of me when it does that.
Okay, the Austin Healey. Now, Jody, pay attention because if you want this little car, I'll send it to you because you're Austin Healey. You sent me with the gray windshield. I was unable to fix it yesterday, so I threw it in the trash after about 45 minutes of realizing I'm not spending all night on this pissing car. So that was the end of that. But we have no information on what the fuck the guy is driving until we go into the data folder and we look at the driver, and it's driver 70. All right, now watch. Check this shit out. Driver 70. Now, this is wonderful.
It is?
Yes, watch. Austin Healey 100. Okay? Cute little guy.
Supposedly.
So let's find Austin Healey 100. There he is right.
Oh, you little bastard, he escaped. Let's give him 2 stars just for being a contestant in today's show.
All right, Austin Healey, don't get a wheelie. Now come on down here.
And he don't like touchy-feely.
All right, enough of this fucking shit. What are you, a rapper? Okay, come on down to driver. Remember, it will be directly under your car's folder. Okay? You won't have Kunos, and you won't have current workbench. Those are garages that I do myself. Driver, open it up. Driver 70. Yank him out onto the floorboards. Okay?
Is he in there anywhere else?
We got driver 70B.
Yank him the fuck out of there too, just in case.
All right.
I didn't mean to cuss, forgive me. Is there any more of them?
They're lurking, but I don't see any.
All right.
Now, here's what we do. We go back to cars. We go back to Austin Healey 100. We go back to data. And we go back to driver 3D to make sure, yes, driver 70. Okay. And the steering lock is 300. Now, his hands only go back and forth just a wee bit. I've seen him down to like 140 something in those F1 cars, and they barely move their hands at all. So you wonder why you can't steer out of a fucking skid. You need about 540 to steer out of a skid. But if you look at any of the drift cars, you'll see that those people, they've got it jacked into the 5s, so you can really turn the piss out of them wheels.
However, in some cases, if you overdo that, you'll blow the fucking wheels off the car and you'll be sitting at the side of the road.
So let's try to run the Austin Healey. Come here. Let's hit go and see what happens. You and I both know that we've extracted the driver 70 from the place it needs to be. So we're going to run the little Austin Healey, so we think. 1955, the year I was born. So as we're sitting here sipping our coffee, which is a good idea, I'm going to do that. We're anticipating a nice drive in the countryside with our top down.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
But the game crashed because now your pork sorgepined.
However, we are not going to let that bother us. We're going to come back up here. We're not going to monkey with this. We're going to come over here. We're going to come over here. We're going to come over here. and go into the driver, not drivers. Open it up. Pop in driver 70B and driver 70. All right. Now that we've got them in there, now there's other things like the Fink driver. You open that up and it's got different shit for the Finkster. I mean, see, we need an ASR driver in order to use any of these. If we don't have an ASR driver, none of this shit's gonna work. So that's the name of that tune. Same for driver's Oculus. Driver's Oculus, you would need driver 60 Oculus, and driver Oculus. And you know where these go? They don't go in this folder, because I don't do Oculus. They go in here. You have to have those Oculus dudes in here, or it's not going to work. Same thing with Ben Collins up here. Driver face mod. This is his face.
Okay, now let's get back to the game. Come on, we're monkeying too long.
Now see this? This says cars. This says driver. All right? So go back one more. We're in content, okay? Cars. Go to Austin Healey 100. Go to data. Now look. Driver 3D. See, it doesn't say driver. It doesn't say driver with an S. It says driver with a 3D. That's where this dude goes. He goes inside the actual data folder, not in the skins folder. Now the skins folder is going to tell him what to wear. All right? Now I could put anything I want to throw in here as far as a uniform, and it ain't going to work with this guy because they only are programmed to work with the driver 3D that they are set up to work with. All right? So now that we found all this nonsense out, let's come back in. There's the little kid. We're going to hit go. Now we're going to sip another little bit of coffee, as if I'm not wild enough as it is. We're going to be patient. We're going to assume that we are hoping not to get flies in our face from having an open-winded experience.
That was an odd thing to say.
I was trying to think of grasshoppers, and I couldn't think of the fucking things.
Oh, well, now that we have that under the belt.
Onward through the fog. And
It launched!
yeah, it's not as mysterious as you think. Now let's just cut to the chase. Bring this down to where we can actually use it. We're in here pretty good. That mirror is pretty well fucking useless. Now, I may be able to get into the 3D program and bring that back to where it actually could work, but not right this minute. Alright. Wait a minute. The guy's hand didn't move. No. The animation's not good. Think it's a 4-speed? Let's go for 5th. Alright. Oh, just took out 4th. Alright, so we got this cute little Austin Healey that Jody was having a real problem with yesterday. He had one that the entire windshield was this big gray fucking shield. You couldn't see through it. I spent 45 minutes on it. Nothing I could do with it. So I threw the car in the trash. Went searching through my files, found this car to send to Jody so he could drive in the countryside with his cute little Austin Healey. And no, we're not going to burn up the road, but hey, everything lights up nice. You could even make the needles light up red if you would like to. But I kind of like having a lighted dashboard.
Whoa, 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 Ellie.
This can be treacherous. You'll find out if the car is ass happy right here. Alright. So this is our video today, guys. how to fix that effing error when you are faced with it. All right. Yeah. Nice brakes we ain't got. All right. Not all mods are created equal. Hey, Grandma, we're home.
Think I got a handgun?
I'm getting the fuck out of here. Okay, enough of this shit. Okay, very good. So this is where we are, guys. I'm going to put this video up immediately so that anybody who has that error,
Alex, single racer,
I'm not going to call out any,
names.
but this is how you fix that, okay, guys? Now, don't think I'm being a dick doing it that way, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show you that it's not that big of a deal. It's just those few things need to go where they go. Now, I do like these Shelby dudes that are the pit crew for this guy. They're fucking cool. And I want to figure out how I can use these guys for different cars that don't have any right now. I mean, I don't have a good pit crew for that.
Well, how the fuck could we do that?
Oh, don't start. Hang on a minute. It shouldn't be that tough. It shouldn't be that tough. This should be a matter of,
I wonder why.
well, it is, but all right, let's go to this. This is the car I want it to be in, right?
Yeah.
What do we see?
Nothing that looks like a driver or a helper.
Go to the skins, open this up. Do we see any? We got all this shit. Do you see any? We got the face mod, but do we see anything to do with a helper?
No.
All right, this is a good thing to know. So let's go to the Shelby. Where is the little guy? There he is right there, Indigo Taipan. Let's open up his skin. Now the one we were using last night was this one. Let's make sure we understand what we're doing. Now this is a lot of the stuff I'm using for the artwork. Let's go to details. AC crew. See that right there? Watch this. Copy. All right. Come back up to Humbleized Whippersnapper. Come to Skins. GTR. And pop this in there. Bam. Now, I've got an AC crew dude that's going to be in there for me.
Ah, there's one, Humble.
Yeah, fuck him. Let's put a nice guy in there. See, we got 253 corn binders, and we didn't a minute ago. So let's take a look at the purple one.
Has he got one?
He ain't got dookie.
He does now.
So we're going to have this Shelby dude. Of course, this is a nice car.
I don't see one there.
You do now. Bam.
See how easy it is, guys? It's not brain surgery. But without it, you have an invisible dude holding the flag, and that's creepy.
Okay. And the white guy.
Who's now not very popular on the world scene.
Yeah, well, they can do whatever they want. Have a nice day. Okay, so we're not going to monkey with showing you if this works or not yet. You'll have to wait for the upcoming videos where you'll be able to see for yourself whether it will. Now, this is a Shelby, so having a guy with Shelby on it is going to be fine. I mean, otherwise it would be kind of bogus if you had a Volkswagen and the Shelby dude's holding it, but you can do as you wish. Now, everybody happy? I hear you cheering. Okay, well, you're not going to have any more problems like this again. So have a good day, guys. I will get this up immediately, and I'll see you on the next one.